വീഡിയോയിലേക്ക് അവർക്കും സ്വാഗതം. ഇനി നമ്മൾ കണ്ടിന്യൂ ചെയ്യാണ് ക്ലാസ് ഓക്കെ 2024 ഫോറസ്റ്റ് ഡിക്ലറേഷൻ അസസ്മെൻറ്റ് റിപ്പോർട്ട് ഓക്കെ ഫോറസ്റ്റ് അണ്ടർ ഫയർ റിപ്പോർട്ട് റിലീസ്ഡ്. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു പുതിയ റിപ്പോർട്ടിനെ കുറിച്ച് ഓക്കെ അതാണ് നമ്മൾ കണ്ടിന്യൂ ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ റിപ്പോർട്ട് ഫോക്കസ് ഓൺ ട്രാക്കിംഗ് ദി ഓവറേക്കിംഗ് ഫോറസ്റ്റ് കോൾസ്, എലിമിനേറ്റിംഗ് ഡിഫോറസ്റ്റേഷൻ, ഫോറസ്റ്റ് ഡിഗ്രഡേഷൻ, restoring 30% of degraded forest area by 2030. These goals have been established by international commitments such as New York Declaration on Forest 2014, Glasgow Leaders Declaration 2021, and Kunming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework 2000. The global forest goals and progress: eliminate deforestation by 2030. Around 6.37 million hectares deforested in 2023, much greater than the target 4.38 million hectares. 3.8 billion metric tons of CO2 equivalent in 2023, making deforestation fourth highest emitter after China, United States, and India. Eliminate tree cover losses in forested key biodiversity area, that is KBS. Over 1.4 million hectares of forest were lost within forested KBS in 2023. Controlling of forest fire: nearly one third of area loss of fire since 2001 was burned from 2019 to 2023. Restore 30% of the recreated and deforested landscapes by 2030. Only around 18% of the bonds challenge 2020 target of 150 million hectares was restored from 2000 to 2019. Drivers of deforestation: commodity production. Agricultural commodity responsible for 50% of 7% of the global deforestation over past 2 decades. Shifting agriculture in primary forest responsible for loss of 15.9 million hectares of primary forest from 2015 to 2020. Mining from 2000 to 2019, mining volumes from tropical moist forest ecosystem developed. Recommendation: all forests need protection, but a primary and intact ecosystem should be the top conservation priority. Large scale efforts are necessary to restore 30% of the degraded ecosystem and to monitor transparently report progress. Government should acknowledge altered fire patterns as a human induced phenomenon and implement rapid strategy accordingly. KBS in other areas identified as high integrity and high conservative values. Forest should be prioritized with the global and national forest conservation efforts. European Union Deforestation Regulation (EUDR). The European Commission has proposed to extend the implementation of the EUDR by 1 year. About EUDR, it aims to ensure that a key set of good placed on the EU market will no longer contribute to deforestation, forest degradation in the European Union and elsewhere in the world. Applies to a wide range of products including palm oil, soya, beef, cocoa, and timber. This requires companies to verify the origin of the products and ensure that they are produced in a sustainable manner. It will act as a barrier for countries who export to the European Union. Biodiversity credits: a coalition of civil society organizations has raised concerns over promotion of biodiversity credits. Biodiversity credits means an economic instrument that allows private companies to finance activities such as forest conservation or restoration, purpose to have a net positive impact on nature and biodiversity. Unlike biodiversity offset, biodiversity credits are not limited to compensating for companies' negative and unavoidable impacts on nature. Functioning stakeholders that have a goal to conserve, to restore land, generate a supply of credits or certificates. Private companies then purchase these credits to meet their biodiversity or nature-based commitments. Greening of Antarctica. Plan covers across Antarctica Peninsula, increasing due climate risk. About greening and Antarctica, it is a growth of vegetation. Example: most on a continent dominated by ice and bare rock due to extreme heat waves. Warming in the region is happening much faster than a global average, accelerating between 2016 and 2020. Vegetation has expanded over 10-fold between 1986 and 2021. Impact: invasive species. Greening may introduce invasive species and harm local wildlife. Worsen climate effect: it will reduce the condensed ability to reflect sunlight. Albedo. Worsening climate effects. Coordination Committee for Air Quality Management in IGP region. Union government has set up the Coordination Committee for Air Quality Management in the Indo-Gangetic Pan (IGP) region. In the 10-member panel will work on comprehensive mitigation measures to check air pollution across Bihar, Chandigarh, Delhi, Haryana, Jharkhand, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal. On account of typical geography and meteorology, these states have high baseline levels of air pollution, which requires regional airshed management to abate air pollution. Coordination panel has been tasked with integrating state action plans to develop IGP regional airshed management plan and monitor its implementation. PM Surya Ghar. Mufti Bijli Yojana. Center notifies guidelines for innovative projects component under the PM Surya Ghar Mufti Bijli Yojana. Ministry of New and Renewable Energy has notified operational guidelines to encourage achievements, advancement in the rooftop solar technologies, business models, and integration techniques. Security guidelines have been issued for other subcomponents such as model solar village, etc. About innovative project component objective to support startups, institutions, and industries on piloting new concepts with a focus on emerging solutions like blockchain-based peer-to-peer solar trading, etc. Eligibility or target group: any entity or individual and international cooperation taking up joint research and design. Tenure project will have a maximum duration of 18 months. Funds rupees 500 crores to encourage advancement in rooftop solar technology. Funding of project for financial assistance of up to 60% of solar cost for or 30% 30 crores. Whichever is lost. Scheme implementation is National Institute of Solar and NIC. About PM Surya Ghar Mufti Bijli Yojana 2021. Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Duration is till financial year 2026-27 objective to install rooftop solar RTS and provide free electricity for up to 300 monthly units of units for 1 crore households. Subsidy benefits provide 60% of the solar unit cost for systems up to 2 kilowatts capacity and 40% of additional system cost for systems between 2 to 3 kilowatts capacity. World Energy Outlook 2015 International Energy Agency released its flagship World Energy Outlook 2000. Key observation: geopolitical tensions and fragmentation are major risks for energy security. Around 20% of the total global oil and energy supplies flow through the Strait of Hormuz, a maritime checkpoint in the Middle East. Clean energy is entering the energy system at an unprecedented rate with more than 560 gigawatts of new renewable capacity added in 2000. More than half of the world's electricity will be generated by low-emission sources before 2030. International Energy Efficiency Hub (IEH) Union Cabinet has approved the signing of a letter. Okay, more than half of world's electricity will be generated by low-emission source before 2030. International Energy Efficiency Hub (IEH) Union Cabinet has approved the signing of a letter of intent enabling India to join in the IEH. Bureau of Energy Efficiency (BEA) has been designated as the implementing agency for the hub of the on behalf of India. About International Energy Efficiency Hub is established in 2020 as a successor to the International Partnership for Energy Efficiency (IPEC), in which India was a member of. Commented it's a global platform dedicated to fostering collaboration and promoting energy efficiency worldwide. Okay, global framework on chemicals (GFC Fund). Okay, GFC Fund has launched its first project called for targeting safe and sustainable management of chemicals and waste. About GFC Fund set up during the 5th International Conference on Chemicals Management (ICCMF) in 2023 in Bonn, Germany. Okay, executive board takes cooperative operational decisions and oversees its functioning. It is composed of 2 national representatives of each United Nations region, representatives of all donors and contributors. Complements existing financial mechanisms like global environment facility, etc., and funds that support of biodiversity and climate action. Objective supports low and middle income countries, including small and developing states, in addressing chemicals, including products and waste in line with the international standards. Okay, target medium-scale projects that strengthen national and regional abilities managing chemicals and waste. Okay, financial support: selected projects will receive 3,000 lakhs to 8,000 USD for up to 3 years to minimize the harm from chemicals and waste and protect environment and human health. Okay, funding is provided through voluntary contribution. Okay, about GFC bond declaration adopted at the ICCM. Okay, multi-sector agreements that outline set of 80-28 targets to address chemicals and waste management, including prevention of illegal trade, elimination of highly hazardous pesticides in agriculture by 2035, etc. Ecomark rules 2024. Okay, recent Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change notified Ecomark rules of 2024. Ecomark labeling systems will promote the eco-friendly products. Okay, in categories like food, cosmetics, soaps, and electronics, etc. It aligns with the principles of lifestyle for focusing on sustainability and resource efficiency. Rules notifies granting criteria to product that has a license of a certificate of conformity with Indian standards granted under the Bureau of Indian Standards Act and or mandate of the quality control orders, and that fulfills the criteria as prescribed in the rules. According to the rules, the Ecomark may be granted to products that meet a specified environment criteria with respect to resource consumption and environmental impacts. Application process: manufacturers must apply for Ecomark through the Central Pollution Control Board (CPCB). Duration: marks will be valid for 3 years. Oversight and implementation by steering committee headed by the Environment Secretary. Significance: it enables consumers to make informed purchase decisions as well as encourage manufacturers to transition to products of environment-friendly products, regulate circular economy, and prevent misleading information on environmental aspects of products. It will promote lower energy consumption, resource efficiency, and conservation. Okay, other environmental certification in India, Indian Forest and Woods Food Certification Scheme. It offers voluntary third-party certification designed to promote sustainable forest management and agroforestry in the country. It includes forest management certification, free outside forest management certification, and chain of custody certification. It provides market incentives to various entities that adhere to responsible forest management and agroforestry practices in their operation. IUCN report on agriculture and conservation. International Union for Conservation of Nature (IUCN) released a flagship report titled "Agriculture and Conservation," which comprehensively explores the complex relationship between agriculture and conservation. The impact of agriculture on biodiversity. Negative impacts: agriculture directly threatens 31% of the species assessed on the IUCN list of threatened species. The direct threats from the agriculture include conversion of natural habitats to croplands, pastorallands, plantations, and irrigation. Indirect impacts to introduction of invasive alien species, nutrient loading, soil erosion, agrochemicals, and climatic change. Okay, positive about 70% of the species on IUCN list have agriculture documented as a habitat. Okay, impact of biodiversity on agriculture. Positive ecosystem support agriculture through 2 main categories: positive provisioning services action, and that is production of biomass and genetic materials, and regulating and maintenance service, that is climate regulation, sediment reduction, nutrient cycling, water flow regulation, pollination, etc. Negative and ecosystem diseases such as crop predation, pests, and pathogens. Okay, recommendations for aligning agriculture with the conservation. Okay, agriculture sustainability safeguard places and species that cannot persist with agriculture and undermining food security or economic output. Okay, maintain ecosystem services such as natural state of climate, soil, or water for agriculture. Okay, aligning agriculture and economic policies with the conservation of living nature. Okay, globally less than 5% of agricultural subsidies are green subsidies. reforming food policy, reducing food wastages, and incentivized positive dietary change towards reduced meat consumption. Okay, Living Planet report World Wildlife Fund WWF released the latest edition of its biennial Living Planet report. Key findings: biodiversity loss, wildlife population declined by 73% over the past 50 years, and 97% freshwater population has suffered heaviest declines, followed by the terrestrial and marine population. The reasons for decline: like habitat loss, degradation, climate change, invasive species. Okay, findings on India: adopting India's consumption patterns worldwide, we need less than 1 earth by 2020. Andhra Pradesh Community Managed Natural Farming APCNF is a good example of the positive socio-economic impact of natural positive food production. Praised India's millet mission. Okay, Kaimur Wildlife Sanctuary KWS National Tiger Conservation Authority NTC has given approved to develop Kaimur Wildlife Sanctuary KWS and Bihar's second tiger reserve after Valmiki Tiger Reserve. Okay, NCTA is a statutory body established under the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. About KWS location located in a Kaimur Hills Plateau between the Swan River South and Karavanasena, the river west. It is spread over central highlands including Satpura, Michael Hills and Vidya, Bakal Hills and Chota Nagpur Plateau. It is linked to the Bandhavgarh Hills, Sanjay Guru Gashais, Panama Tiger Landscape Fauna, Leopards, Wild Boars, Sloth-based forest type, northern tropical mixed dry restricted forests. Indian wildlife 10th wildlife population survey conducted by Gujarat Forest Department has found 26.14%, 660 in 2018, 770 in 2011 increase in the population of Indian wildlife. Indian wildlife upon one of the five subspecies of the Asiatic wildlife referred to as Gutkur, a habitat area to zone of northwestern Indian subcontinent, presently only restricted to the little run of Kutch Large in Gujarat. Behavior characterizes solitarily, shy, present in low densities across its distribution range, halls found only on adult means for browsing referred a nutrient-rich forest. Conservation status: IUCN release of threatened near threatened wildlife protection act of 1972 as schedule 1 sites appendix 1. Okay, Nile basin. Okay, recently agreement on the equitable use of water resources from the Nile River basin has become in a possible despite the notable possession of Egypt. Okay, about Nile basin. The Nile is the world's longest river and has a drainage area of the nearly 10% of the landmass of the African continent. Runs through 11 countries from the south to north. Okay, two main contributors to White Nile originated from Burundi and Rwanda, and Blue Nile originating in Ethiopia. Other tributaries of River, Abata River, and Bahre Ghazal, etc. Next, volcanic eruption of ionospheric disturbances. Okay, recent study by the Institute of Geomagnetism establishes the role of volcanism in shaping space weather. The key findings of the study: ionospheric disturbances, volcanic eruption produces strong atmospheric gravity waves, triggering formation of equatorial plasma bubbles. EPP is normally observed in the equatorial ionosphere, and repletions in ionospheric plasma density formed during post-sunset impact satellite communication and navigation systems. Generated EPPs can impact satellite communication and satellite-based technologies. Volcanisms and its impact. A volcano is an opening in Earth's crust through which lava, ash, and gases erupt. Recent incidents include Mount Rawang, Indonesia 2024, Wahakari or White Island, New Zealand 2024, etc. Positive impacts of volcanic activity: short periods of cooling Earth atmosphere. Particles from volcanoes can cause temporary cooling by shading incoming solar radiation. The source of geothermal energy can provide free electricity for locals, improving in soil fertility by ejected volcanic ash. Okay, provides mining opportunities as magma, bringing valuable minerals to the surface. Others, tourism potential, ash, access, soil fertilizer, etc. Negative consequence of volcanic activity: impact on climate, the release of dust, ash, and other gases into the atmosphere. Lead disasters such as tsunami, example Tonga eruptions 2008. Others leads to damage of lives, property, habitat, and landscapes. Okay. Next, we have the Lipulekh Pass. Okay, first branch of pilgrims viewed Mount Kailash, head of Lord Shiva from old Lipulekh Pass. Previously, pilgrims had to travel to Tibet Autonomous Region (TAR) to view the peak. Okay, about Lipulekh Pass location: international mountain pass above Kalapani Valley, forming a tri-junction between India, Nepal, and TAR, Tibet Administrative Region. Situated in the Vyas Valley, Pitagora district, inhabited by the Bhutia people. A significant ancient trade and pilgrimage route crossed in 1962 by India fearing Chinese incursions, and was reopened in 2020. Okay, next we have the social issues: mental health among adults. Why the result WHO and UNICEF list mental health of children and young people service guidance report on occasion as World Mental Health Report Day. According to the report, 1/3 of mental health conditions emerge before the age of 14 and half before the age of 18. Okay, an estimated 50% of adolescents aged 10 to 90% experience mental health conditions, with anxiety, depression, and behavioral disorders being the most common. Suicide was fourth leading cause of death among those aged 15 to 19 years. Why is mental health? According to the WHO, it refers to a state of well-being in which every individual realizes his or her potential, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitful, and is able to make a contribution to her and her community. Impact of untreated mental health issues. Untreated mental health conditions can have lifelong consequences impacting academic performance, relationship, and future employment, and sometimes leading to severe outcomes like substance abuse or suicide. Determinants of mental health conditions among adolescents. Immediate triggers or persevering factors among adolescents. These include financial loss and sudden grief, mental health deterioration, and adverse life events such as failing of exams or public humiliation, exam suicides in IITs and quota coaching class. Influence of social media. In 2018, British study tied social media used to decrease disrupted and late sleep, which is associated with depression, memory loss, and poor academic performance. Cyberbullying, victimization is associated with repercussions like suicide ideation and suicide attempts. Okay, social isolation, loneliness, dysfunctional family dynamics, hormonal changes, suspensions, and issues of gender identity during teenage years. Okay, predisposing biological factors. Okay, genetic predisposers such as alterations in gene expressions and family history of suicide can increase suicide risk by affecting brain functions and behavior. Okay, gender differences. Okay, especially girls and young people with poor social support experience mental health problems more frequently than boys, and those with strong social support. Barriers to achieving mental health services, total stigma and discrimination. Social stigma can discourage young people and families from seeking help. Lack of inclusive services. Mental health services often overlook specific groups like children with neurodevelopmental disorder, disability, etc. Poor coordination across services. Issues in continuity of care, especially during transition between services for children, adolescents, and adults. Shortage of mental health professionals. Only 0.75 psychiatrists per lakh population in India. Economic Survey 2023-24. Geographical disparity, infrastructure and resources. Rural and remote areas often lack necessary infrastructure. Okay. Next, we have certain personality traits like impulsivity along with disabilities and major physical illness. They also elevate risk by contributing to feelings of isolation, stress, and depression. Okay, Indian initiatives for mental well-being among adults. Mental health care of active 2016. So, it protect and promote the rights of individuals with mental illness and ensures access to mental health care treatment. Telemedicine Security offers 24/7 telemental health services including counseling, psychotherapy, and referrals in multiple languages. Okay, Mandhobaran. Okay, Manodharpan. Under Atmanirbhar Bharat, the Minister of Education launched this initiative to provide psychological support to students, teachers, and families during COVID-19. Sati program. The Central Board of Secondary Education (CBSE) has introduced the Sati program to good mental health among students through workshops, online sessions. Okay, Global Initiative for Mental Well-being among Adolescents, helping adolescents thrive. HAD initiative. The joint WHO UNICEF efforts to strengthen policies and program for the mental health of adolescents. Okay, Mental Health Gap Action Program (MGHA) launched by WHO 2018 to fill a wide gap between the resources available and needed to address large burden of mental disorders globally. Okay, Global Coalition for Youth Mental Health UNICEF launched in 2022 to address increasing mental health conditions in youth through public investment. Globally, only 20.1% of government health expenditure is allocated to mental health. Okay. Way forward, integrating mental health into primary health care. It can boost mental health promotion and prevention, like early detection and care of common mental health conditions and in adults. Example, trained community psychiatric nurses in IDs provides outpatient mental health services in primary health care clinics, supported by community health care workers, designing community-based mental health services, network of services. Okay, mental health care should be integrated within the general health service. Example, primary care complementary by community-specific concerns and supported by services outside health sectors such as schools and youth centers. Okay, early interventions for specific mental health conditions that emerge in adolescence and early adulthood, prompt detections and evidence-based care is essential. Example, psychosis, eating disorders, etc. Caesar's Crania Research Foundation in Chennai provides early intervention with the first steps on psychosis. Digital intervention, digital technologies can be used to deliver or support mental health intervention. Example, WH chatbots based sustainable technology for adolescents and youth to reduce stress, STRs. Okay. An example of stepped care for child and adolescent mental health. Okay, example, family and community support and self-care. Example, community-based support delivered by non-specialist workers in accessible community locations. This is primary health care clinics and schools. Example, psychological intervention delivered by the specialist or non-specialist workers in primary health care, so schools or community mental health care centers or teams. Example, inpatient or outpatient services and crisis intervention delivered by specialist workers in general hospitals and specialist clinics. Child marriages in India. The Supreme Court petition for the Society for Enlightenment and Voluntary Action issued a comprehensive guidelines for prohibition of child marriage. 23.3% age 29 were married before age 18 years. 70% of age 20 were married age before 29 years. Prevalence of child marriage are reduced to half from 47% to 23.3% in 2019-21. Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, Telangana, Tripura and West Bengal have the higher prevalence of child marriage than national average. As per the NCR, the number of cases registered under prohibition of child marriage in 2006 during the last 5 years have increased from 395 to 1050. Okay, reasons to prevent prevalence of child marriage in India: poverty and resource scarcity, such as scarcity, feminist marriage of daughters, early to reduce financial burdens, particularly dowries and weak girls as economic liabilities. Okay, deep-rooted cultural and traditional beliefs. In consideration, child marriage has seen as a way to preserve family honor, ensure virginity, and protect girls from premature sexual relationship. Racial customs and social acceptance of child marriage is the predominant reasons for the prevalence of child marriage. Patriarchy and gender equality. Girls are seen as a burden and another family, and marry one's daughter as a young age is viewed as a way of ease and economic hardship by transferring this burden to her husband's family. Low value placed on girls' education. Girls are not seen as worthy of investment in education. Poor educational opportunity limits over the child to resist marriage and alternative aspiration gets diminished. Okay, fear or safety and security. Many parents feel that it is best interest of girl child to marry early to ensure her safety, where girls are at a higher risk of harassment and physical or sexual assault. Okay, legal and enforcement against weak law enforcement, lack of awareness and indicated monitoring, especially rural and remote areas, leads to continuation of finance of child marriage. Example: conviction and reporting of child marriage causes are extremely low. Consequence of child marriage: early marriage can lead to forced sexual activity and exposure to domestic violence. Okay, development can result in low educational life skills, increasing vulnerability to abuse and poor health. Okay, human rights violations: child marriage violates the right to free and joyful education development. Okay, healthcare means early and repeated pregnancy damages the reproductive health of 6-month age are already mothers or pregnant at the time of the survey. Okay, NFH is 5. Psychological burden of the family is 5 and overall child impacts are psychological well-being. Global and child marriage issue at the global 5 achieve gender equality and improve all women and girls. Okay, measures taken by the government: enactment of Prohibition of Child Marriage Act PCMA 2006. It prohibits marriage of girls under the 18 and boys under the 21 section 16 of the Act authorizes state government to appoint child marriage prohibition officers CMP. Okay, Juvenile Care and Protection of Children Act 2015. India has provisions for care and protection of children who are at imminent risk of marriage before attaining the age of marriage. Okay, Beti Bachao, Beti Badhao scheme. When implemented by the Minister of Women and Child Development, it aims to break gender stereotypes and challenges son-centric rituals. It incorporates governance a celebration of birth of girl child, linking Suganya Samriddhi accounts with the birth of girl child and preventing child marriage. The National Commission for Protection of Child Rights CPR India undertakes various activities with the stakeholders such as Representative Child Welfare Committee, CWC, Police, Women and Child Development Department of Civil Society Organization on the issue of child marriage. The National Action Plan to prevent child marriage is a comprehensive framework which aims to providing support to girls who are at the risk of early marriage. It includes better data collection, awareness programs, and stronger coordination between state and local governments. Emergency outreach services. The Government of India has introduced a child line with a short code 1092 as 24/7 emergency outreach services for children in crisis, including the prevention of child marriage. Partnership for state governments with the UNICEF and other NGOs. Example: UNICEF in Bihar is building capacity at local faith-based leaders and Katha Vachaks on child marriage, creating a fleet of Vijay to act as a door messengers at the village level. For Supreme Court has issued a comprehensive guidelines to prevent child marriage in India, covering various components: legal enforcement requirements and accountability of CMPO by state governments and union territories at the district level. These officers should not be burdened with additional duties that could impede their focus on preventing child marriage. District level responsibility for prevention of child marriage to collectors and the superintendent of police. Okay, establishment of judicial controls unit and special child marriage prohibition. Judicial measures empowering magistrate to take sworn action to prevent solemnization of child marriage, exploitation of special task force over child marriage as mandatory action against neglectful public service. Okay, community involvement, adoption of the child marriage free village initiatives and child marriage free certifications for villages and gram panchayats on the lines of open defection free village under the Swachh Bharat awareness campaigns and capacity building, comprehensive sexuality and rights education by integrating it into school curriculum. Okay, training for community health workers, education, law enforcement and judicial officers. Okay, the use of technology, establishment of a centralized reporting portal for child marriage by Minister of Home Affairs, Minister of Women and Child Development and ALSA, leveraging technology for services by states and UDs to disseminate information against child marriage across all India. Okay, focusing on high risk regions. Okay, data analytics to identify high risk areas and parents for swift intervention. Okay, funding and resources. Dedicated annual budget allocation for government age stage, specifically aimed at preventing child marriage. Okay, institutions and juvenile justice fund established under the section 195 of the Juvenile Justice Act. Global interaction has been reversed concerned worldwide with health and non-government organizations from the Ireland and Germany respectively. Okay, Key findings of Generalist 40 countries alarming levels, making goals of zero hunger by 2030 unable at the pace of progress. World will not even ascertain a lower health level unless World Health Index is which is considered moderate in the severity of hunger. Kelaka reports highlights a link between gender equality, climate change, and hunger. Gender is interviewed with the climate and food security challenge in ways that respective policies and interventions will be grown. Women and girls are typically hardest by hit by food insecurity and malnutrition. They also suffer disproportionately from the effects of weather extremes and extreme climate emergencies. India related findings. India ranks 105 of the 127 the countries up to from 101 falling under the serious category with the 41 other nations including Pakistan and Afghanistan. India's GHI score is 27.3 and India's GHI score has fallen in 2000. However, child wasting and stunting remains very high. Child nutrition in India goes hand in hand with the poor neutral status of mothers, underscoring need for attention to maternal health and nutrition. Okay, however, according to experts, global health index hunger index continues to be an erroneous measure of hunger with various methodological issues and shows a modified in some of these issues highlighted by the experts are key issues of the methodology. 3 out of 4 indicators used for calculations of index are related to health of children and cannot be representative of entire population. Child stunting, wasting under 5 mortality are outcomes of complex interactions of various other factors like drinking water, sanitation, gender, environment, and utilization of food index apart from hunger. Fault indicator studies challenge sustaining as an indicator of undernutrition, showing it occurs in well-nourished populations as well. Outdated data set. Scores of data used to conduct global health index is outdated and far from the convincing. Not annually available annually, but for every 80 small sample size. The indicator of proportion of the underprivileged undernourished population is based on an opinion poll conducted on every small sample size. The report allows India's rank based on the estimates of the POA population for India at 16.3%. Okay, factors behind hunger occurs. Almost 70% is 383 million people are facing acute hunger are in fragile or conflict city countries. Violence or instability in Middle East, Central and Western Africa as well as in the Caribbean, Southeast Asian and Eastern Europe in particularly concerning. 30 was in the population suffers from 131 children under the age of 5 are standard. 80 was child wasting and children not on reach their 5th birthday. 2.9% of children. About the global hunger index scores. The global index scores is a tool comprehensively measuring and tracking hunger at a global, regional, and national levels. GHI's scores are based on the values 4 component indicators under ensure the shares of the population with insufficient calorific intake of child studying the shares of children at the age 5 who have low height for their age reflecting chronic undernutrition. Child wasting the share of children at the age of 5 who have low weight for their height reflecting acute undernutrition. Child mortality the shares of children who die before their 5th birthday, probably reflecting the final mix of inadequate nutrition and unhealthy environments. Thank you.